Let's take you to this now. Russian President Vladimir Putin and other leaders took part in a wreath-laying ceremony at the end of the Victory Day parade in Moscow. Russia marked the Soviet Union's victory over Nazi Germany in World War II as relations with the West spiraled deeper into crisis over the advance of Russian troops against Ukraine's Western-backed forces. Putin and the foreign presidents laid flowers at the tomb of the unknown soldier near the Kremlin wall. Now let's get the latest. We now cross to our correspondent Dasha Chernyshova. Dasha, thank you so much for your time. So, of course, already reports circulating about this particular event. Vladimir Putin took the opportunity, it would seem, to warn of a global conflict during his parade speech. Just talk to us about, what transpired today and what he had to say.
Well, that's right. The Russian president has been speaking in front of the assembled troops in Moscow's Red Square as the Victory Day parade was going on. The Russian president said that the Western countries are attempting to distort history, to distort the truth about World War II, about the contribution of the Soviet Union to this victory and the contribution of the Soviet people. He also said that there is the link between the events of the Great Patriotic War, as World War II is described in Russia, as well as the modern events, that is the so-called special military operation in Ukraine. There were the veterans of the operation marching in this parade. He thanked them and said that their incorporation and their actions are very important for modern Russia to build its safe and secure and sovereign. He also sent a very strong warning to the Western countries, saying that Moscow would do everything possible to avoid a global clash, but he also said that Russia will not bow to anyone, and Russia's strategic forces are constantly on alert should any country be interested in actually trying to destroy his country. So the rhetoric we have received from the Russian president on the 9th of May, on the 79th anniversary of the Soviet victory over the Nazi Germany, is pretty much what we have heard before. Russia will be standing strong against any attempts by the Western countries to infringe on its sovereignty, but in the same time, Moscow will not rule out the possibility of the negotiations.
Well, with these reports that he is giving strong messages and chilling messages at that to the West, just talk to us very briefly about what is happening in Ukraine in as far as the Ukraine-Russia war is concerned, as of course already, there are signs of intensity that is happening there.
Well, that's right. We have seen the reports from the Russian Ministry of Defense over the past weeks suggesting that Moscow has been making more territorial gains in the eastern parts of Donbas. The understanding is that what Moscow is doing is the slow advancement deeper into the territories previously under the Ukrainian control. Now, Russia is saying that it has to maintain the momentum, and for that it has to produce more and more weapons to supply the armed forces of the Russian Federation. For that, we understand that Moscow has been increasing the output of several items on the list of the needs for the Russian armed forces. The Rostec company, the state-owned conglomerate, has been producing many times more weapons, and the understanding now is that Moscow will not stop until the goals of the operation are achieved.
Right, Dasha, thank you so much for that update. Of course, our correspondent there, Dasha Chernyshova.